on the communications, at the last meeting, we received a letter from the district attorney. Could you
Yes.
report out on that, please?
Yes. To kind of condense this, there were some complaints made to the district attorney's office, and finally we received something from them, and the district attorney, their conclusion was that a Brown Act was violated on an item at a public, for the public to sign in at the attendance sheet. And it says, however, as discussed below, legal action by the district attorney's office is not warranted at this time. So what it was someone asked someone to sign in during a board meeting, and they shouldn't have asked, and we taken care of that. And so, although it was a Brown Act violation, there will be no issue at this time with the district attorney's office. And another item that was sent in, there again, I won't read the whole thing, but there again, no action. This incident does not warrant legal action by the district attorney at this time. And I don't think that there was a Brown Act on that. Without reading all of this to you right now, for the second item, there was not going to be anything that the attorney felt like we needed to have at that time with that. The third one. Yes.
Well, you go ahead and finish, and I'll make a comment.
Okay. The third one had to do with some work that was going to be done at the district, and the board members knew about that and had given some their input to Mr. Kruger. And with this one, to make this go by a little bit, there was the case, a series of communications occurred through an intermediary, but the result of these communications was a collective decision made by the majority of the board in violation of the serial meeting prohibited of the Brown Act. That one also, they are dismissing it. They are not going to do anything at that time. One thing that, Mr. Barber, since you brought it up, one thing that I do want to read in full is the conclusion to this from the district attorney's office, because I think it's important. This conclusion is to the Rio School District. It's almost just a scenario of different complaints that have been brought up during the term of this new board. There have been at least, I'm thinking without having to really look back, at least 13 or 14 complaints against the board majority. And to me, it's not good for the district. It's not good for the DA's office, all of the work that they have to put into it. And if they did find some Brown Act violation, they are not going forward with anything. It's just, you guys need to get it together. But I do want to read this conclusion, and I'm hoping that the people that do think that it's okay to continually file Brown Act complaints to really think about what they're doing to the district, not just to us. The number of Brown Act complaints we have received in the past year regarding Rio School District far exceeds the number of complaints we have received regarding any other legislative body subject to the Act. The Rio School District continues to have problems complying with the Brown Act. with board members, administrators, and staff all failing to recognize the types of conduct that create the potential for violations. The district has also failed to provide prompt, complete responses to our requests under Public Records Act. If Brown Act problems continue in the future, the district attorney's office may need to take legal action. I respectfully suggest that the district devote more attention to the requirements of the Brown Act and Public Records Act and provide additional training if necessary. By taking care to comply with the law, the rights of the public will be upheld and the resources of the district and of the district attorney's office can be devoted to other issues. So I totally agree with that. I think that all these Brown Act complaints trying to get people in trouble or whatever the reasoning is for filing, it really should just stop. Let's just try to go forward and not waste their time on matters that aren't being taken into any further step. So that's what this document was that we received, and I don't know if it's a public record. I guess anybody could get it. It is?
Yeah, thank you for reading that report.
Okay, you're welcome.
Madam President, that's a segue into what I was going to mention, and that is that we do need Brown Act workshop, and I have contacted preliminarily at least Tony Tremblay, who's a very fine attorney who does these types of workshops, to come, and I'm projecting a workshop for February 23rd. And I want to know if that works for this regular board meeting, so it's not outside the parameters, and set aside a good hour to go through the essence of the Brown Act. I'd like to also customize that workshop to specific areas that I think we need to hone in on more. Also have a little bit of boardmanship, some of the Robert's Rules of Order that I think would be helpful to go over as well. So if that works, we'll look at the 23rd of February. If anybody has a problem with that time, regular board meeting, you just carve out at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
I'm fine with it.
Okay? Okay. Thank you.
So there are no speaker cards. We'll go down to 9.1, approval of the statutory school facilities fees report for fiscal year. This is an action item.
Good evening, Board. Each school district in the state of California is supposed to do approval of the statutory school facility fees report for the prior fiscal year. In the board agenda, you will see a copy of the notice that was sent out for the public hearing, and also the annual report, which describes the type of reportable fees in the accounts of the district. It shows the beginning balance of the fees that we have that are collected for to accommodate the students from additional development and interest earned in the developer fee funds. Last year was a very slow year, so we've only collected $2,958.62. Additionally, we earned $3,246.57 of interest in the fund. Last year, we spent $14,365.76, and that was mainly for planning for the facilities and for the projects that were being finished and the ones that will be coming up. Are there any questions?
I have one question. What is the balance in that fund right now?
The balance in the fund, it's in a negative balance of $2,768. The developer fees